You ever walk into a place and feel like you don't exist? Not in some philosophical, we're all just specks of dust floating in an infinite void kind of way, but literally you're standing there, fully grown, breathing, and yet somehow no one sees you. Yeah, that was today. His name was Jerome Wilson, 47 years old, successful as hell, and utterly invisible in this moment. Funny thing, this wasn't just any hotel. This was one of the crown jewels of a hospitality empire he built from the ground up. One of those five-star, we make you feel like royalty spots where a single night's stay costs more than some people's rent. And yet here he was, standing at the front desk, waiting to be acknowledged like some unwanted stray that had wandered in from the street. This wasn't a random visit. Jerome had received complaints, not just one or two, but a steady stream of them all pointing at this particular hotel. Guests being treated like second-class citizens, staff with an attitude problem, rooms mysteriously unavailable for certain customers. He could have handled it the usual way, called the manager, scheduled an internal audit, thrown some corporate jargon at the issue, and hoped it fixed itself. But Jerome knew better. Problems like this didn't fix themselves. They needed to be exposed. So he showed up unannounced. No suit, no limo, no entourage. Just another guy checking in for the night. And that's when he got to witness his own company's world-class service firsthand. The front desk was manned well, womaned technically by a blonde 20-something named Kim, whose entire body language screamed, "I do not get paid enough to care about your existence." She was leaned back, phone in hand, texting or scrolling or whatever the hell it was people did when they actively avoided eye contact. Jerome waited, cleared his throat. Nothing. Tapped the desk. Still nothing. "Excuse me?" Kim let out a loud sigh, the kind you reserve for people who dare speak to you while you're busy doing absolutely nothing. She finally dragged her gaze up to meet his, blinking like he just materialized out of thin air. Yeah, that was it. Not, "Welcome to our hotel." Not, "How can I help you?" Just, yeah, like he was an inconvenience. Jerome kept his voice even. "I have a reservation, Jerome Wilson." Kim barely concealed a smirk as she turned to her computer and started typing with the enthusiasm of a sedated sloth. Yeah, nope, don't see it." Jerome arched a brow. "You sure about that?" "Pretty sure." She didn't even look up, just went back to scrolling on her phone like that was the end of the conversation. And that's when he knew. This wasn't a mistake. This wasn't the system acting up. This was deliberate. She had taken one look at him and decided, nah, not worth my time. Jerome sighed, keeping his expression neutral. "All right, check again." Kim rolled her eyes but humored him, tapping lazily at the keyboard. "Nope, still nothing. Sorry." She didn't sound sorry. She sounded bored. Jerome calmly pulled out his phone, scrolling to his confirmation email. "I have my booking right here." He held it up. Kim barely glanced at it. "Yeah, well, the system doesn't lie." "Neither does my damn email." Another exaggerated sigh. "Look, sir, maybe you made a mistake. It happens. Maybe you booked the wrong location. Happens all the time." "Oh." Jerome tilted his head. "You saying I'm lost?" Kim gave him that condescending little smirk, the one people use when they think they're talking to an idiot. "I'm saying it's an easy mistake to make." Jerome clenched his jaw, inhaling slowly. "And if I wasn't lost? If my reservation was here all along?" She shrugged. "Then I guess the system glitched." Jerome knew this system. It didn't glitch. People did. And something about the way she wouldn't look him in the eye, the way she refused to double-check, the way she dismissed him so damn easily, he'd seen this before. This wasn't about a glitch. This was about him. She had decided in the span of 5 seconds that he didn't belong here, that he wasn't worth proper service, let alone a second look. Jerome had been through this before, the silent rules of customer service where certain people's mistakes get corrected and others conveniently ignored. Usually he let this kind of thing slide. Pick your battles, right? But today, oh, today was different. Jerome pulled out his second phone, the one with full access to the internal system. He tapped in his credentials, and sure enough, there was his reservation. Booked, confirmed. And then, because curiosity got the better of him, he checked the activity log. Reservation manually deleted. Deleted by Kim, front desk clerk. Bingo. Jerome glanced up at her name tag, suppressing a smirk. Kim. Oh, this was going to be fun. He inhaled deeply, forcing a smile. Tell me something, Kim. She hummed, tapping away on her phone again. What happens when you delete a reservation? She barely looked up. Oh, it just removes it from the system. No big deal. Jerome nodded. And who has the ability to do that? Kim shrugged. Only front desk staff, obviously. Like yourself. She blinked. Yeah. Why? Jerome tapped his screen one last time, pulled up the log, and turned the phone around. Her eyes flickered to the screen, and for the first time tonight she actually looked nervous, because there it was, her name, right next to the deletion. Kim swallowed hard, her face losing a little color. Jerome leaned in slightly, lowering his voice. So tell me, Kim, why the hell did you delete my reservation? Her mouth opened and closed, but no words came out. For the first time all night, she looked completely speechless. Jerome smirked. Oh, this was going to be one hell of a night. But he wasn't done yet. Not even close. Jerome straightened, tucking his phone back into his pocket, and gave her a long, considering look. I'll give you one last chance, Kim. Tell me why you deleted my reservation. Her throat bobbed, fingers tightening around her phone. I don't know what you mean. It must have been a mistake. A mistake? Jerome echoed, voice still calm. That's funny because I don't believe in those kinds of mistakes. Kim's breath hitched as Jerome made a call. Brian? Yeah, I need you at the front desk. Now. Kim's face drained of color. Brian Sullivan, regional manager, and more importantly, Jerome's right hand. The next few minutes were about to be very, very interesting, and just like that, the real game began. And Jerome Wilson? He was going to make damn sure no one ever ignored him again.